The National Sleep Foundation is out with its Sleep in America survey this morning, and NBC's chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, joins us with the results. Nancy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt.
All right, let's take a look at the categories. They asked parents, about a thousand of them around the country, how much sleep their kids get on a typical night. They found that parents estimate 6 to 10-year-olds sleep 8.9 hours a night, 11 to 12-year-olds sleep 8.2 hours a night, and 13 to 14-year-olds are sleeping 7.7 hours a night. Depends on your perspective. For me, those would be heavenly numbers, but how do they stack up for kids?
Yeah, but the problem is you and I aren't still growing, and kids need good, healthy sleep for their brains to grow and for their bodies to repair themselves. So those numbers, which I believe that are really solid, are unfortunately very low. They should be a little higher. If you look at 6 to 10-year-olds, we want them to get 10 to 11 hours of sleep a night. By the time kids are teenagers, it can drop about an hour and a half. And then by the time you and I, and our other adults settle into real adulthood, we still have to aim for 7 to 9 hours a night. You know, I think for years we've sort of brushed off sleep as, oh, well, just one of those lovely things if you can get it. But we know that people who have good sleep live longer, live better, and in fact, they're healthier because this is the time that your body repairs itself.
Let's talk about something that may seem obvious here, okay? The poll found that nearly 3 out of 4 kids between the ages of 6 and 17 have at least one electronic device in the bedroom at the time they're supposed to be going to bed. So we're talking about things like cell phones and iPads and iPods and computers. What's the problem here?
Well, if you've ever curled up with your kid to get him to, he or she to sleep, and we all have, you suddenly hear bling, 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 and they have things stuffed under pillows, and it's just disruptive. So I think you really have to do a clean sweep of a kid's bedroom and say, okay, we're going to start over. If your computer has to stay in the room for schoolwork, then you at least turn it off and make sure that screen is not on, because that background light is enough to disrupt the brain chemicals. And then, sorry kids, all the phones, everything else, iPads, they have to go out of the room. And if you look at sort of how you start over, you really pick a time for kids to go to sleep, and then with something really called sleep hygiene, pick a decent time to go to sleep. Talk about which electronic is going to stay in the room and why it has to be turned off. Make sure the temperature in a child's bedroom is cool enough, because hot rooms are usually notoriously bad for sleep. And then, of course, tell kids that music and reading is better off. And then the biggest one, Matt, we have to lead by example.
Yeah, no question. By the way, it's not just that the kids are using those devices at bedtime, but once they use them, they're mentally stimulated, and it makes it harder for them to fall asleep.
It's terrible. In fact, 1 hour before your child goes to sleep, stop all the electronic stuff, because your brain keeps going even after you turn the off button off.
Nancy Snyderman. Nancy, as always, thank you very much.